Welcome back to the Sanctuary of Secrets, the archive of the untold, and the home of the true celebrity narrative. You are watching Mr. Magazine, the only channel that refuses to skim the surface of the tabloid ocean, choosing instead to dive deep into the currents where the real stories lie. Today, we are not discussing a scandal, nor a feud, nor a contract negotiation. Today, we are exploring something far more fragile and far more potent, the human heart. We often look at our screens and see titans, men and women carved from marble, seemingly impervious to the sentimentalities that govern our own lives. But every so often, the marble cracks, and a light shines through that is so blindingly human, it forces us to look away in reverence. We are about to dissect a moment that has stopped the Turkish entertainment world in its tracks, a confession from Yaman that has rewritten the public's understanding of who he is. Before we embark on this emotional journey, I need you to make your presence known. If you believe in storytelling that honors the soul rather than just the sensation, destroy that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you are the first to know when the truth drops. And for those of you who wish to be the executive producers of this channel, the join button is calling your name. Your support allows Mr. Magazine to remain independent, fearless, and exhaustive. Don't forget to like this video right now to help us break the algorithm. Are you ready? Let us step into the studio where silence spoke louder than words. To understand the weight of the confession we are about to analyze, we must first contextualize the man who made it. Yaman is not merely an actor. In the last few years, he has become a symbol. He is the export quality of Turkish masculinity. A figure defined by physical discipline, international charisma, and a stoic, almost gladiator-like public persona. Whether he is conquering Italy or holding court in Istanbul, he wears an armor of confidence that rarely slips. We know him as the albatross, the romantic lead, the action hero. However, those who study the architecture of fame know that the strongest fortresses often guard the most sensitive interiors. Yaman has historically been notoriously private about the intricate details of his love life. He deflects, he jokes, he smiles that devastating smile, but he rarely lets us in. He gives us the character, but seldom the man. That is, until his recent appearance on a talk show that was supposed to be routine but turned into a televised therapy session for the collective soul of his fan base. The atmosphere in the studio reportedly shifted, a palpable change in air pressure. When the conversation veered away from career milestones and drifted toward the geography of the heart. For the first time, the Iron Man of Turkish TV lowered his shield. The question was simple, a staple of magazine interviews: what is your definition of romance, or perhaps, tell us about a romantic moment. Usually, celebrities offer a rehearsed anecdote, a candlelight dinner, a walk on the beach, something cinematic yet safe. Yaman, however, chose a different path. He chose the truth. He began to recount a specific memory, a singular point in time that he described as his most unforgettable romantic kiss. But what captivated the audience, and indeed, what is currently setting social media on fire, was not the physical description of the act, but the emotional landscape surrounding it. It wasn't a movie scene, he clarified, his voice taking on a texture that suggested he was reliving the moment in real time. There were no cameras, no crew, no script. Just that moment and what we felt. This distinction is crucial. For a man whose professional life is defined by staged romance, by kisses that are choreographed for camera angles and lighting, the emphasis on naturalism is telling. He described a scenario that feels stripped of all artifice. It happened, according to him, at the end of a long day, a day filled with the kind of exhaustion that lowers defenses. He spoke of hours of conversation, of laughter that hurts the stomach, of a connection that deepened with every passing sentence until, suddenly, words became obsolete. Audience engagement moment. I want to pause here and ask you, my dear Mr. Magazine family, do you believe that the most powerful romantic moments are the ones that are unplanned? Have you ever experienced a moment where silence said more than 1,000 words could ever say? I am incredibly curious to hear your stories in the comments below. Let's turn this comment section into a testament to real romance. Yaman's description of the kiss itself was a masterclass in emotional intelligence. He didn't focus on the passion or the intensity, but on the silence. Sometimes it's better to be silent than to speak, he mused, a quote that is now being shared across thousands of Instagram stories. A kiss experienced in that silence leaves a mark on the heart. This is a profound statement coming from a man whose career is built on dialogue. It suggests a maturity that perhaps has been forged during his time abroad, living between cultures, where language barriers often force one to rely on nonverbal connection. It hints at a soul that values the metaphysical connection over the physical one. He spoke of mutual trust as the bedrock of romance, dismantling the superficial idea that chemistry is just skin deep. For Yaman, this kiss was a spiritual seal, a moment where two souls recognized each other in the quiet of the night. The reaction in the studio was reportedly electric, hushed or followed by enthusiastic applause. It wasn't the applause of fans cheering a star, it was the applause of humans recognizing a shared truth. He had articulated a feeling that everyone chases but rarely catches. Naturally, because this is the world of celebrity gossip, the poetry of the moment was immediately followed by the detective work of the masses. The question on everyone's lips, the question that is currently trending on X, formerly Twitter, is, who? Can Yaman, in a move that can only be described as gentlemanly cruelty, refuse to name names? He kept the identity of this mystery woman locked away in the vault of his memory. Some moments belong only to those who experience them, he stated, a boundary line drawn in the sand. This refusal to name her has only fueled the fires of speculation. Was it a former co-star with whom he shared electric on-screen chemistry? Was it a private relationship that the public never even knew existed? Or was it a fleeting connection during his travels in Italy? Fans have transformed into forensic analysts. They are scouring old interviews, looking for micro-expressions, analyzing the timeline of his past relationships to see which era matches the description of long conversations and laughter. The ambiguity is agonizing, yet it is also respectful. By not naming her, he preserves the sanctity of the memory. He honors her privacy, whoever she is, ensuring that their moment remains theirs, even as he shares the feeling of it with the world. But let us dig deeper, deeper than the other channels dare to go. Here at Mr. Magazine, we analyze the subtext. And the subtext of Yaman's confession carries a note of melancholy. Industry insiders and body language experts have pointed out that Yaman's demeanor while recounting this story was not just nostalgic, it was wistful. There is a growing theory in the gossip circles that this unforgettable kiss was not the beginning of a happily ever after, but the prelude to a difficult goodbye. Consider the context of his life. Yaman has been a nomad for the past few years, constantly moving, filming in different countries, juggling an insane schedule. The life of an international superstar is often a lonely one. It is a life of airports, hotels, and temporary residencies. The rumors swirling behind the scenes suggest that this kiss occurred during a crossroads in his life. A moment where he had to choose between his career and his heart. The emphasis on unforgettable implies that it is over, that it is a closed chapter, but one that he rereads often. Was this the kiss of a love that had to be sacrificed at the altar of ambition? Was it the right person, wrong time scenario that haunts so many of us? This theory gains traction when we look at his social media activity following the broadcast. Yaman, usually cryptic, posted images accompanied by a moving, melancholic song. Was this a signal? A digital message in a bottle thrown into the cyber sea, hoping she would see it? The timing seems too coincidental to be accidental. While some dismiss it as artistic expression, the romantic soul sees it as a trace of longing. Whatever the identity of the woman, the impact of this confession on Yaman's image has been transformative. For years, the tabloids have tried to paint him as a playboy, a man who moves from fling to fling. This interview has shattered that portrait. It has revealed a man who is deeply sentimental, who values emotional intimacy over physical conquest, and who carries the scars of his past with dignity. He is not just the body, he is the heart. The comments flooding social media, "This sounds like a movie script, he is a poet at heart," show that the audience is seeing him in a new light. They are realizing that the characters he plays are often less complex than the man himself. This vulnerability is a risk for a leading man. It exposes the soft underbelly. But in doing so, it has forged a bond with his audience that is stronger than any blockbuster hit. He has shown us that even the most desirable men in the world still yearn for that one simple, quiet moment of connection. If you are enjoying this deep psychological profile of your favorite stars, please remember that your support is vital. Clicking the join button is the most direct way to ensure we can keep producing these mini documentaries. And if you haven't yet, subscribing is mandatory for anyone who calls themselves a true fan of the industry. The final question that lingers in the air is about the future. Does this unforgettable memory prevent him from moving forward? Or is it a benchmark, a standard against which all future romances will be measured? Yaman is at the peak of his career. He has the world at his feet. But as he said, a kiss, if it comes from the heart, leaves a mark on a person's life. It seems that he is searching for that feeling again, that rare alchemy of trust, laughter, and silence. The gossip columns will continue to speculate. They will pair him with every co-star he stands next to. But we, the enlightened viewers of Mr. Magazine, now know better. We know that for Yaman, real romance isn't found on a red carpet or in a PR stunt. It is found in the quiet moments, in the absence of cameras, in the silence better than words. Until he finds that again, he remains the solitary king of his own story, guarding a memory that is evidently more precious to him than any award he has ever won. As we close this chapter on Yaman's revelation, we are left with a lingering sense of intrigue. We started looking for a name, but we found a philosophy. We looked for gossip, but we found humanity. Yaman has proven once again why he remains one of the most compelling figures in our industry. He doesn't just act, he feels. And he makes us feel with him. Now, I turn the spotlight to you, the jury of the Mr. Magazine court. Who do you think he was talking about? Do you have a theory about the mystery woman? Or do you think it's someone completely outside the industry? Put on your detective hats and let me know in the comments below. And before you go, please like this video if you appreciated the depth of our analysis. Subscribe to join the family, and hit that join button to support the channel. We will be back very soon with another story that hides in the shadows. Until then, keep your secrets safe, and your kisses unforgettable. This is Mr. Magazine, signing off.